Welcome back to the Mail-In Podcast. Live from the Lodge in Austin, Texas. It's not the Lodge anymore, actually. People Cave, I guess. I don't know. Adam, I don't know if we're going with the People Cave. We haven't replaced that name yet, I'll be honest with you. So if you have any suggestions for what this new studio/office is called, please let me know in the DMs. Today, special episode. Very, very special guests. It's the Intern edition of the Mail-In Podcast, as Sally is out this week. She'll be back next week. But this week we have legends of the Washed Media office thus far. Intern Calli and Intern Abhi. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
Yeah, not too bad.
Legends. That's a pretty good
Legends.
intro.
Legends of the game thus far. We've had a lot of fun having you guys in the office. It has made us feel younger, even though I am significantly younger than my coworkers by pretty much a decade.
Really?
In most cases. Yeah. I'm 28, and Dylan and Dave are late 30s. I'll put Will in mid 30s, I guess. But you've given the office some youthful exuberance. And so we figured what better time than to have you guys on and answer some mail-in questions. So
Nice.
Calli has been on Circling Back before.
Yep.
If you are unaware, that's sort of the flagship podcast of Washed Media. This is Abhi's first podcast. But he has written a couple columns, Abhi. Did you know you had that in the bag coming into the Washed Media world?
It was in the holster. For
Okay.
Sure. You know, I was ready to shoot, but I'm glad that I could finally get it out and going, this time of year.
There you go. So if maybe you're a friend of Calli's or Abhi's listening to this podcast for the first time, welcome. In the Mail-In Podcast, we answer questions here. Basically, stuff you face in your 20s or 30s, and we try to give our best advice. This is a little bit of a different episode because it's more Calli and Abhi based. But we'll still answer some advice, sort of giving questions. I'm concerned about why Adam is currently up out of his seat. He's getting his notepad, apparently.
Okay.
So that was jarring, and I thought we might have to redo this whole thing, but that is not the case. So before we get into it, please tell a friend about this podcast, subscribe on iTunes, and follow along on Spotify. Hit the hotline number to leave a voicemail. That's 888-362-MAIL. That's 888-362-6245. Or you can write in at the link in the Twitter bio at Mail-In Podcast. Before we get going on the questions, Abhi, I'll start with you.
Oh, man.
Give me your story. How did you end up here? Like, what's the bio? Where are you from? How did you end up at UT? What did you do there?
For sure. So I'm from New Canaan, Connecticut.
The Golden Triangle, folks.
Yeah, and it was a small town. East Coast wasn't my vibe, really. So applied to schools everywhere, got to Texas, and loved it here. Stayed for a master's degree, finished that up. And before I started my full-time job, I had some time in the summer. And I just really wanted to do something that I enjoyed, something, get some good experience. And I saw that Wash posted something on Recruit McCombs, sent out an application. I wanted to work in media and worked out. And I've been here for a month now, maybe. And it's been great.
There you go.
Looking forward to
So were you a self-proclaimed nerd in college?
I mean, yeah, I think so. I was, let's hold off on that term.
Okay.
I definitely was nerdy.
I
But I was in a fraternity. I did all that stuff. But I mean, I was a math major undergrad, so
okay.
definitely like my numbers for sure.
And then how did you decide kind of on Washed? Were you like, did you know anything about Washed coming in, circling
Nothing.
back, or
Nothing.
absolutely nothing?
Just saw the application. I saw that you guys were a media firm, startup media firm in Austin, and I just wasn't really I didn't really need it to work. I could take time off, but I saw the opportunity. I thought it was really cool. And yeah, knew nothing about it beforehand.
Here you are. And then what do you do here?
Yeah.
What do you do here now?
So I'm business development. I'm helping you out, helping the company, analytics wise, see what's working, see what's not working. And now I'm kind of getting some content out, which is really nice. So I appreciate that opportunity.
Sure. We'll be doing some projections going forward. That starts next week. So I'm looking forward to that.
Sure.
Next to you is Calli, intern Calli. Hi, Calli.
Hello.
What is your story in a nutshell?
All right. Let's sum it up. I am from Plano, Texas. It is like a little outside of Dallas. I'm going to be a senior at UT this year. So still in school, still figuring out what I want to do with my life.
Mm-hmm.
But majoring in PR. So this was kind of right up my alley a little bit. And I did not know about WASH before I applied. I also saw it through UT. I was like studying in Barcelona when I first came across it, and I was like, I need a summer job. Let's figure this out. And so I was kind of just like sitting down, scrolling through everything, and I came across WASH, and like the entire job description kind of hooked me. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. Let's go. And so I applied, and now I'm here.
Here you are. Yeah. For those who don't know, Calli actually did her interview from Barcelona
Yeah.
or some European city,
Yeah, I was
right?
in Barcelona. I was in my
Yeah.
apartment. Yeah.
Yep. So we were scheduling the interview, and I was like, "Hey, when like what's your schedule like?" She's well, I'm in Barcelona, so can we like kind of
8-hour difference.
figure out something that works? I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Yeah, so we did it. It was like probably like 1 year time or like US time, and it was like 9 p.m. in Bars. And so I like went upstairs, and it was like the only room. I shared an apartment with like 6 other girls, so we lived on top of each other, and like the only room was an upstairs room, and like the ceiling was about like 5 feet tall. So in order to get into the room, you are like crouched down, kind of like crawling. And I don't know, we had just like one bed up there, a bunch of suitcases, and I got on. I'm like, hey guys. So yeah.
There you go, and it's worked out. So let's jump into the questions. That's kind of how. Oh, excuse me. What do you do here now for Wash Media?
Basically like contribute to the social media aspect. I've been trying to like post more on the stories and get people more involved, track engagement on the social medias. And yeah, I also did a column. It was Ask the Intern, and I'm working on a second one. So if you have questions, hit my line. But yeah.
There you go. Also doing some cold stove stuff.
Yeah.
Shouts to the Calli's a big hockey fan, so she's helping me out with that stuff too. All right, that's enough on the intros. Let's get into some more of the deeper. All right, let's get to the questions here, guys. Intern question number 1, which is just a series of questions. So please be patient with me. Here we go. Number 1, what is the most washed/old person trait that you've noticed thus far about the current washed employees? What have you learned so far? What's different than you thought about washed media and the media industry, I guess? And what do you tell your friends you do? Who made the best first impression on the interns? So you kind of like series of questions there. Let's start with like, what's the most washed up thing? Then you can get to the squishier questions after that.
All right. Abhi, you want to start with this one, or I can?
I mean, I think the biggest wash thing is that everyone's like dad energy. It's crazy.
Just crazy dad energy in
Crazy
the
dad
office.
energy.
Yeah.
So like even normal stuff like sitting down, you can just tell like they have years on them.
It's like the sigh.
It's the
like
sigh. It's
yeah. Dylan was just wearing chacos. and
Yeah,
he was
that's a
kind of-
dad energy move.
Yeah, and we brought it up, and what did he say? Like swag gang or like swag
Swag alert.
Swag alert.
Swag
He issued
alert.
a swag alert for the Austin viewing
Swag
region.
alert.
Swag was a middle school term, right?
Yeah,
Man.
I feel like I used that one in middle school. I don't think I've used that one since.
Yeah.
either.
No way.
My middle school term was that's beast.
That's beast.
Beast.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
Oh, dude,
forgot
that's
about that one.
beast.
That's-
That's beastly.
Y'all use pwn?
Yeah,
I'll
I'm like, I'm gonna
you.
pwn you.
Yeah.
That's epic.
I love
That's
Beastly.
pwned.
Beastly.
I
Yeah,
feel
man.
like now it's like that's lit. I
Yeah.
like-
Yeah, it's replaced by lit.
Yeah.
You can go with bussin'. That's
Bussin'.
right. Yeah.
Even when these guys were doing the circling dad, we had Randy the dog, Dave's
Mhm.
dog, and Dave just kept on looking at Randy, looking at me, and he had like that worried dad look. Just like, is my kid okay? So-
Randy pulled back the curtain. I don't think Randy sat down while that pod
No,
was being
no.
recorded.
Sat
He was
down
just
maybe once, maybe.
he was just ready. He was ready to go.
Yeah.
So what about like the wash job? So what have you learned? What's different? What has surprised you? Lead off with like, what do you tell your friends you do?
Yeah.
And what is this company, I guess?
I
And do
feel
they
like-
care? Are they just like, that's
Yeah.
lame?
I
You're working
feel
for
like
dads.
It changes depending on like the day, where like my friends ask me what I do or like what I did today at work or like whatever. But initially when I'm like describing washed, or I'm describing like a general day here, I describe it as like a group of guys that we would all get along with.
Okay.
And it's just like very chill vibes and just like funny people that like I compare my friend group to like y'all's friend group plus a few years.
Okay. We'll take that.
Yeah.
We'll take that. And we have a girl now too, which
Yeah.
is huge for the
Yeah.
office. Abhi, what do you tell your friends that you do here? And what are we like?
So every time, like when I post like a blog, they're like, "Okay, what do you do?" Like, I thought you were a business, now you're
Yeah.
making that kind of stuff. But I say like a lot of it is like identifying like a lot of with analytics, and I've been using YouTube analytics and Twitter analytics to see, what tweets do well, what YouTube, videos do well, and then send that to Brett. And also just with sponsor work, helping him on that side, making sure everything's organized and making sure that the guys and the rest of the Wash Media, like Empire, everyone else doing their different podcasts know what to post and when to post it and stuff like that. So
chances are you've seen probably an uptick in more brand posting from Wash Media. I'm kind of talking to the listeners here, and that's a direct correlation to Abhi and the work he's been doing and just making us more organized on that front and delivering for our partners. So he's been doing a great job with that. Were y'all surprised? Like, for example, Abhi did the survey and the listener survey. So again, thank you for filling that out if you have. And Calli did the giveaway yesterday, or kind of got the giveaway contest going. Were you guys surprised with the response maybe from the audience?
The giveaway one, I texted Calli, like, there's so many comments going on. This is crazy.
Because I also feel like y'all's listeners and like fan base are so devoted to Washed. Like, I feel like in general, a bunch of like, obviously people listen to podcasts. And so I don't know, I feel like Washed in general like has like very devoted listeners. So it's like cool to see them interact with like the socials or like filling out the survey. I think it's really cool. Yeah,
they really are. That's kind of our secret sauce is our audience base, and I'll go to bat for them against I worked for Barstool in the past, and similar levels of just crazy engagement, crazy devotion, and that's what kind of makes this company tick. So how about who made the best first impression on the interns in the office?
Definitely not Dylan. Definitely not Dylan.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, you were really nice from the get-go.
Oh, thank you. Okay,
so
I'll take
really
that.
Helpful.
You were. Will took me out to lunch on the first day. So
That's
nice.
always going to be a big. Yeah, that's going to be a big one.
That was a good one.
What did you guys think about Cool Adam?
Cool Adam was
the intern from last year's class.
Yeah, you're full time here, right? Part time. Okay.
He's kind of the in between right now.
Yeah. He gave big energy coming in, so that was nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked his tattoos. That was the first thing I noticed.
You got good style
really
for sure. Yeah, that's 100%.
Let's just keep like spitting out compliments.
Yeah, this is a big time. This is going to be a compliment fest here at Wash.
Yeah, I would say you were Dave.
Okay.
Because Will didn't give me a handshake, gave me a fist bump.
Ooh.
So that was interesting.
Okay.
But I did something to offend him.
Okay. So Abhi says me, Calli says Will. That made sense because we're technically their respective bosses.
Yeah,
so well done there. Good answer. Are you guys what as college students, and I guess former college students, what are your finances like? Are they do you check them regularly?
I don't. Okay, I should start.
Yeah.
Budgeting and tracking my spending. I don't because I'm scared to.
Boy, do I have an opportunity for you, Calli. Because we're talking SoFi here. Are you familiar with SoFi?
I'm not.
Well, SoFi is the all-in-one, do-it-all player in the financial space. There's a lot of jargon flying around these days, right?
Yeah.
With Bitcoin and altcoins and crypto and crashes and recessions and all that kind of stuff. SoFi is your one-stop shop to put it all in perspective and make it easy, especially for younger kids like yourselves just kind of getting into the financial world, right? Getting your money right is easier with SoFi, the first investing platform to offer stocks, ETFs, automated investing, and cryptocurrency as well, all in one app. I am a SoFi user currently. It's sort of consolidated from my banking platform to my investing platform to my 401k platform. It's all in one now. I refinanced a loan with SoFi, a car loan. Like nice. They literally do everything, and it's cool to get everything that you're doing financially under one roof. It makes everything much easier to track your spending, to track your investing. You can put a little bit of income each month away to invest it in call it robo investing, where it's like, okay, I have a time horizon of 50 years. I want to invest at that rate at a certain basket of stocks and bonds or whatever you want to do. SoFi makes it easy. It's the best. No commission trading on stocks and ETFs, plus no account fees or hidden fees. Use fractional shares that start as low as $5 to buy brand name stocks, even if you don't have a couple grand lying around. That's like, maybe a company that Jeff Bezos owns. Yeah. If you want to buy a share of that company that I cannot say specifically, but It's a hefty investment, but you can buy fractional shares of it with SoFi. So you can get a couple pieces of it. Complimentary financial planners are also ready to help with any questions, whether you're stuck on where to start or need help deciding what to do next. Explore the world of crypto too, alongside the rest of your investments. 30 coins available, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, Dogecoin, and more. And SoFi protects against fraud and theft to keep your crypto secure. You can also redeem rewards points and turn those into crypto as well. Cut through the jargon and make investing easier with SoFi. Visit SoFi.com/mail, that's MAIL, to learn how you can win up to $1,000 in stock when you open an account. That's SoFi.com/MAIL. Brokerage and active investing products offered through SoFi Securities LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. All right, guys, next question here. This is from a female listener out there. Since I and many washed listeners, I'm sure, are so far out of college, what is the dating scene like now? I met my college boyfriend because he walked up to me at the gym and the rest was history, aka he cheated on me.
Oh.
Help us olds live vicariously through you.
I like.
So
Yeah,
what
that's good
what is
Gosh,
question.
she said,
dating
help
like?
us olds. I feel like it's more. I feel like Hinge has been like a huge
Hinge has
thing
been
lately.
huge,
Like
for sure.
kind of like a online dating, like Tinder, Bumble,
Yeah.
like those. But I
Okay.
feel like Hinge is like the main
It's like
one
more
right
like
now.
date you're
Yeah.
not looking for like a one night stand. It's like you're looking for a relationship.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I've heard. I'm not
Oh.
on I'm not
Yeah,
not
you know
yet.
from experience.
Yeah, not yet.
College,
I'm in
this
Dallas.
just in, college kids looking for a relationship, not a one-night
Not a
stand.
one-night
Okay,
stand.
okay.
Crazy.
Good for
if,
you.
No, if you're on Hinge.
Oh, okay.
If you're
Oh,
on
okay.
Hinge.
Hinge
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
relationship
That's what I'm
app,
saying. Yeah, yeah.
not the one-night stand
Yeah, I don't
app.
think college
Okay.
kids are ever gonna be migrating
Hey,
toward, you know?
no. If you are, great. If you're not, fine. So there's no like. So Hinge is the popular like
Yeah.
in my day it was Tinder was
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the
I
scene.
feel like Tinder would be compared to more one night stand.
Interesting.
Hinge,
Okay.
Like Tinder, I feel like would just be like people would use for like a hookup, and
Okay.
Hinge would be like, oh, let's go on a date, or like let's
get a drink.
Yeah.
I have a
Type of deal.
content idea for the two of you would be we have users submit their Hinge profiles or listeners and you guys roast
I would
them
love that.
or compliment them
compliment. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
compliment
sure.
them. Okay. That you know what? We might have
Write
to
it
cut this
down.
part because
Write it
that's
down.
good. That's good.
Great idea.
Is there any like because in my day you go to a bar and meet somebody and then you turn into it could be something
Yeah.
more than that. Does that still exist too?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think so.
Yeah. I feel like going out, like it's kind of hit or miss. Like
Mhm.
especially when you're a girl, it's kind of scary to just like go home with a guy that you just met, or
Sure.
just like I don't know. It's like at a bar, I feel like you can talk to the guys, you can talk to girls, and obviously you can meet them there.
Mhm.
I guess I wouldn't encourage dating someone that you met in the gym, clearly. I don't know if that would end well, because I just don't know how they would approach you. Like, oh, how's it going? You lifting? Like, I don't know how.
No, you know what guys do is they critique your form. It's like
Oh.
they're
They're like, "You
they're
need help?"
negging you. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no, that squat is terrible.
Yep.
Adam might be guilty of that one. But no, I mean, I remember I met a girl in my college gym
Okay.
that I was like, it was one of those like we'd seen each other like 100 times.
Yeah.
No big deal. I used to work out consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, like,
have to.
what's
Yeah.
like, hey, I've seen you here a million times.
Yeah.
Like, what's your name? And we ended up being pretty good friends after that.
Okay.
But
What was your pickup line? Hey, I'm Brett.
uh,
Bench 225.
no,
Oh,
we ended up
guys.
walking on like I was on a treadmill getting like an incline walk in, and
Yeah.
she hopped on the one next to me.
Okay, so she made the.
Mm.
She made the like
Nice.
I made the initial like,
yeah.
hey, like I've seen you here all the time, like
Yeah.
type of
But
thing.
she put herself in proximity.
She put herself
you
in the
to-
close enough
Yep.
proximity. I didn't like walk up to her treadmill and just stand like
Yeah.
behind
Just
waiting.
watching.
Yeah. Hey, you done with this yet? What's the popular, this is gonna be sexist, the female the treadmill workout, is it like 3-3-12 or something like that? You heard of this?
Okay, so I would not be the person to ask, because all of my friends do like the Orange Theory and like all
Oh,
that
okay.
stuff where
Class
there's-
stuff,
yeah,
which is
classes.
huge
Yeah.
Huge nowadays, did not exist more or less when I
Because I
was in
feel like
college.
it encourages you to go. Like once you pay
Okay.
for a class and like you're going with your friends, like it
Mhm.
encourages you to work out
fair.
rather than like just going to the gym downstairs. Like yes, it's free, but no one's encouraging you to go, and you're not losing money if you don't. You know what I mean?
That it's like kind of like having a trainer
Yeah.
encourages you to go because it costs money. You don't want to
Yeah.
like waste money. Okay. Interesting stuff. That's the dating scene these days, man. I guess it's not too different from when I was in college, which would have been 10 years ago now.
Yeah, that's
what the
crazy.
fuck,
Wow.
man?
I mean, it's
Oh,
also like you
that
have
hurts.
like friend groups that like introduce each other. So like if you have like a
Yeah.
girlfriend, like a
Mhm.
girl space friend, it's like,
Mm.
oh, I think you'd be good with my friend, and then they set it up. That's a huge
Yeah. Or like formals and like
formals and
date events if you're in
That's a
like
big
Greek
one.
life.
Gotcha.
Those
There's
are
a formal
huge.
question later on in this
right.
thing. Oh, let me ask you this. Because a big topic on the mail-in, Sally and I like to argue over this.
Mm.
Can single men and women be platonic best friends?
Oh, they're both single.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can it happen without one of them catching feelings?
No.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think so.
Abhi's team, no, too.
It depends.
Yeah, it depends.
Okay.
How similar
I
they
think,
are.
yeah, it depends how similar they are. And like, I don't know. I just feel like if you're best friend, if I'm best friends with a guy, like I feel like I'm not gonna be able to like not catch feelings eventually.
So you're a feelings catcher.
I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't. Well,
Got
we'll
it.
talk about that later.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go off mic on that one. Okay. But Abhi, you agree?
I think so. It's just unless like there's like some red flag about her that
Okay.
if you're friends, it's okay because you're not gonna like date her. But if like third party perspective, like oh my gosh, I can't imagine dating her because of this.
But I also
Interesting.
feel like when you're friends with someone, it is more of like a catching feelings thing because like you wouldn't be able to just like hook up and stop. Like there's no way if you're best
And it's,
friends
like,
that could happen.
Yeah.
If you cross a line, there's like it's very tough to get
Yeah.
the train back on the tracks. We're
Think
just
so.
like, nope, we're just friends, just
Yep.
chilling. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sally will be happy to hear that.
So
oh,
you
is she no
disagree.
train?
I think you can be totally platonic
capping.
friends without doing
No
anything.
way.
I 100%. Because I've had like a lot of work friends in the past or college friends where we're just like,
You
we're
weren't even
tight.
slightly like attracted to them at all.
I think, well, I mentioned this on the mail-in
Like no hidden agenda.
preview. No, there was always like potentially like flirty tension in a
Yeah.
way.
yeah.
Like you could flirt a little bit back and forth, but at the end of the day, you knew you weren't like gonna go home with them.
But like, what if it happened? Like at a bar, you guys went.
It never did though.
Okay.
Both drunk, the
Both
vibes are
drunk.
there.
There's always like
What was
vibes,
the
but you're
music,
just
that go-to
What's
bar
that?
song that was like popping off back in
oh
the day.
man. In college, it was Clarity by Zed. I don't know if you know that one.
Great
Yeah.
one.
That's like you guys were in like 8th grade. Yeah, that was freshman year was
That was a
Clarity.
good one.
That
was a good one.
Oh man, that got the people
It's a great
going.
song.
And
I
then
forgot about
Really
that
is.
one.
and then we were talking about this the other day. It was mashups back in the
Yep.
day where it would be
Yep.
like Lion King's Circle of Life mashed up with like Stuntin' Like My Daddy or something like that. And it was called Stuntin' Like Mufasa. I don't know if you guys remember like Chitty Bang or Zafoon Jones, man. Oh, that was freshman year of college stuff
You're
right
sounding
there.
pretty old right now.
Yeah, it's
I'm
old.
messing around.
It's old. Let's do the next one because this has something to do with being young and cool like you guys are. Hey guys, I am a 29-year-old male recently engaged. I like my job, but I work a lot. Other than circling back, I am deeply out of touch with pop culture and I refused to download TikTok. What can I do to try to stay cool? Like, what's the deal with Bass Pro Shop hats? Do I need one? What's the deal with Bass Pro Shop hats?
That's the Calli.
I have not seen those in a while, if I'm being completely
Are
honest.
they already uncool?
I don't know if they were ever cool.
What happened? Like, all of a sudden
I
you see
feel like it was,
TikTokers
like-
and like e-boys, we call them, wearing Bass
But,
Pro
like,
Shop
are those
hats.
guys cool?
We thought they were.
Because I
The
feel
four
like
of
those
us,
are the
me,
type
Dylan,
of guys.
and Dave, and Will, were like, man, those guys are fucking cool.
I feel like those are the type of guys you like duet the video with, and you kind of just like react to like what are they doing.
Mhm. Okay.
But I feel like the guys that were wearing like the Bass Pro Shop hats were like
Posers.
tried to be like fisher dudes and would wear like the, I don't know, like the shirts that have those. I don't know. It was like
Not
that. Like
mesh.
it's not mesh, but like I don't know. They would wear like those button-up
Yeah.
fisherman shirts, and they would put on the hats, and they would think they're so cool, but they've never
Okay.
touched a fishing pole in their life.
Got it. Okay.
So that was the kind of vibe. I don't think this guy needs to go out and get a hat from Bass
Don't
Pro
do it.
Shop. I would advise
Don't do it.
against it.
Unless you're a fisher, unless you like
Yeah.
catching fish, and go for it.
Go for it.
Okay.
Also, why refuse to download TikTok?
No, I'm on that. I don't have TikTok.
I get
Bobby
it's a
didn't even
black
have
hole.
Twitter until like last week.
Yeah, not really.
I get it's a black hole, but like it's so fun.
Yeah, but you're 29 and engaged. What kind of fun are you
Yeah.
looking for in TikTok?
There's so much fun.
He
You just
needs
get lost
my
in the sauce.
proprietary social media networking app, RickTalk, which is just dad stuff on TikTok.
Yeah, there we go. That's
Right.
what you need to get.
It's like if you want a video of like somebody screwing in a light bulb or like fixing a washing machine, it's on
It's
RickTalk.
on TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're out of pop culture and you want to get into it, Twitter. I've just been scrolling through it. It has everything.
Twitter's great.
So I'd get that. Maybe even Reddit. You can get some, but Reddit's like kind of toxic.
I
Yeah,
don't think I've
it can
ever
be.
just like scrolled through Reddit.
You don't
Yeah,
want to.
you
I don't
want
think
to.
that's something I need to do.
You don't need
Other than
TikTok.
the circling back subreddit. Shouts to
Yeah,
them.
shout
Big
out to
fans.
them.
Big fans. But like with this guy saying, what can I do to stay cool? I think it's one of those things that you kind of follow, like whether it's Reels or TikTok. I'm a
Yeah.
big Reels on Instagram guy. I was called out for that
You
by
scroll-
my
keep
girlfriend.
scrolling.
No, she's like, Reels is like lame. Half of them are TikToks just repurposed for
My
Reels.
sister said the same thing to me. I was like lost on Instagram scrolling through. She's like, "Why are you there?
Why are you
not
on Reels,
TikTok?"
not on TikTok? I'm like,
Yeah.
man, you know what? I'm a Reels guy.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ride for Reels. But I think that's a good spot. Like, this is more, I think, of when I say, what can I do to stay cool? It's kind of like updating style and updating
Yeah.
culture references. I think circling back covers a lot, kind of keeping
really
things
does.
Yeah.
keeping
I've been
things hip,
impressed.
because it's literally just this question in podcast form. It's
Yeah.
guys being like, okay, what's cool? And then we run it into the ground
Yeah.
2 weeks after it was not cool anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
It's like that just kind of have to listen
Yeah.
to that.
Is quoting TikToks cool still? Because I know when I first had it and everybody was using TikTok, people would be like quoting famous TikToks.
I feel
and
like
it'd be
that
like pretty
was
funny.
more like Vine. Remember
Okay.
Vine?
True.
Like
Oh, yeah.
that was like the original form.
Vine
Yeah.
Vine walked so TikTok could
Yeah.
run.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
They,
Vine
they
was
got the
amazing.
short end of the
You
stick.
got to look
Yeah.
up like the compilations.
Oh my
Those
gosh.
are what I would like quote. TikTok's not so much.
Yeah.
Vine back in the day, the Vine was that was big time. That was
Big
big
time.
time. We are just like, oh, that's the answer. And then I think Twitter bought them, and they just kind of like folded
Yeah, I
weirdly,
have
and
no
just something
idea.
happened.
So sad.
Do you guys ever hear of Yik Yak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a big thing in our high school.
Oh God,
It's
that was
still
a.
like going on now.
Is it really? I know. I heard it was coming
Yeah.
back, but that was like
No way.
that is where you want to see the scummiest things ever written in your
Seriously.
life. It was
Yeah, and they
Yik
can
Yak.
like post them anonymously, and it's just like
Everything was anonymous and
bad.
Our school
our-
banned that fast.
yeah,
Yeah.
ours Northeastern did too. Where I went to school, it was like horrendously like racist and bomb
Oh.
threats were being like texted.
Really?
Yeah, it was wild. It was
That's awful.
Yeah, I can't
absolutely
imagine
insane.
At a college. How
Oh,
that must
Yeah,
be
and nowadays it's
insane.
like that stuff is obviously brought to the forefront more often than not, and
For
it's
sure.
oof, it was bad news. But I remember when people were like, "Oh, Yik Yak's coming back." There was a big article, and I was like, "No, no,
Please no.
just leave this thing dead." Oh man, and now Twitter is sort of a Yik Yak adjacent thing. Anyway, y'all probably don't need to worry about this because you're like 22, 23, right? 21, 22, 23.
Yeah,
21.
22.
There you go. So life insurance is not quite on your radar yet, but we have a lot of listeners that may have dependents or may have children or may have spouses that life insurance is a very good idea. I have a policy myself. My parents have policies or had a policy. My mom passed away last year, which is why life insurance is a very good idea for things like that. Because if someone relies on you financially, maybe a child, a parent, or even a business partner, life insurance gives you peace of mind that they have a financial cushion if something should happen. So why get covered now if you're like me and 28? Well, typically life insurance gets more expensive as you age. So it's smart to get a policy sooner rather than later that you can lock in. And if you're worried about the price, don't. By making it easy to compare your options from top companies, Policygenius can help you make sure you're not paying a cent more than you have to for the coverage that you need. If you already have coverage through work, having life insurance through your job may not be enough. Most people need up to 10 times more coverage to properly provide for their families. And if you have a big life event coming up, maybe you're graduating from school, planning a wedding, welcoming a baby, or switching jobs, now is the time to protect your family's finances. Here's how it works. Policygenius is your one-stop shop to find the insurance you need at the right price. Head to policygenius.com to get started, and in minutes, you can compare personalized quotes from the top companies to find your lowest price. You could save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policygenius, and the licensed agents at Policygenius are on hand through the entire process to help you understand your options and make decisions with confidence. Policygenius team works for you, not the insurance companies. That's key, guys. When you're looking for life insurance, you want a person that works for you, not them. They have thousands of 5-star reviews across Google and Trustpilot, and they have options that often offer coverage in as little as a week and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Head to policygenius.com to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save today. All right, moving into the next couple here. What's up, y'all? Are you guys in sororities/fraternities? If so, which ones, and how has that shaped your college experience/job search? Would you recommend that to, say, a younger brother or sister who may be headed to college in the next few years? And did you know about total frat move and or total sorority move from a few years ago featuring the Washed Guys?
Okay, I guess I can start this one. I am in a sorority right now.
Okay.
I'm in AE Phi.
Cool.
Texas Phi.
I don't know a whole
like
lot
the
about the
vibes.
sorority game. My fraternity was a baseball team, so.
Well,
Nice.
yeah. I love it. I think it's I don't know, shaping my college experience. Obviously, it opened up a lot of like social doors, and there's like mixers with frats and mixers with sororities, and like just you're meeting a lot of people. Job search, I feel like sororities and fraternities, and like correct me if I'm wrong, but you probably feel the same way. They just give you a lot of connections. Like
100%.
even like alumni
Absolutely.
from like 10 years past, like I could text and be like, hey, like looking for a job, whatever, and they would be eager to help just because you were in the same organization. So I think that's huge.
Yeah, I agree. I was in fraternity. I was a Delt here in Texas, and that's the one that Matthew McConaughey was in. So that's like our huge flex that we try to tell everyone. Yeah,
Is
right.
you have the composite on the wall that's
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah. And
Isn't
There-
it
that-
like
there he
that
is.
room? Yeah.
yeah, we have to hide it at parties and stuff
because people try to steal it.
Yeah,
Ah, that makes
but
sense.
At
Yeah.
mixers, you'd always see like one of your pledge brothers be like bring like a group of girls, be like, yeah, that's
Yep.
Here's
Matthew.
here's the McConaughey
Here's McConaughey,
composite.
man. But I think for like my younger brother, I told him he should definitely join a fraternity, especially at like a big school too, because it's probably more ingrained into like the culture, the social culture there. And like what Calli was saying with like networking, it's so big because you can talk to an alumni 10 years down the line and he will love to help, you know?
Yeah.
So it helped me out when I got my full-time job in September. I talked to an alumni that was at the company that I'm going to work for, and he helped me out. So
There you go.
worked
So
out
it
really
does work
nicely.
out.
It does,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you, Calli? Correct me if I'm wrong? Did your sorority help you get this job, by any chance?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
No.
We
but
did do a lot of outreach to like
Yeah.
fraternities and sororities on campus. Adam, we were sitting there like going through every single one of them, just like, hey, intern search,
Yeah.
whatever, because sometimes the app that Texas uses is not like the best
Yeah.
when it comes to reach out kind of potential. So we tried that method, but I thought that was a good question because I don't know much about that world.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm the youngest out of my siblings. So I have 2 older siblings. My sister was in the same sorority as I am.
Nice.
And then my brother was in a frat also, and they both went to UT. So
There
that
you
was
go.
huge. But I can't recommend it to a younger brother or sister, but I can recommend it to other people. And I think it's just like a great experience. I've loved every second of it.
There you go. There you go. Next up, who has better kept dorms/apartments in college, girls or guys? And any horror stories associated with that?
I was the horror story in my freshman
Oh
year.
no.
Yeah, I was the worst. Like, because I lived in Jester, and for those of you that don't know, that's the on-campus dorm,
Everyone
And-
lives off campus.
and
by
everyone
the
lives
way.
off campus. But I didn't
Okay.
know
It's
that.
what you do.
It's cooler to live off campus, like even as a freshman.
No, that's
Well,
what they do. As
It's like there's this place called Callaway, basically where everyone lives, or like Castilian, but like Callaway's the big one, and it's just like a huge apartment complex,
Okay.
only freshmen. It's like
Got
a
it.
freshman dorm,
like mainly Greek
but
life.
off campus, and it's just like everyone you could ever know
Interesting.
lives there.
And how do you like? Is it something like if you know, you know, or are you
I mean,
pushed that
kinda.
way?
I was
kinda?
lucky that I knew from my siblings that lived there.
Oh,
but like
okay.
my friends from out of state, like you just kind of figure it out, and if you don't, then you
Yeah,
live in Jester.
I didn't figure it out. I didn't know
Damn.
because
Yeah.
my dad, there's Callaway and Castilian, and those
Yeah.
are like the two.
Okay.
And you get to fly on the mail. It's like, do you want to live here? Like, no. Who lives who lives off campus
Yeah.
freshman year?
Wow.
And
It's
So
like
it
it's
was-
normal to live on campus at
Yeah.
literally every other
Any other
university.
school.
Yeah. We were forced to freshman and sophomore year at Northeastern. Luckily, like freshman dorms were no offense, Northeastern, god awful.
Yeah.
Like my apartment was half the size of the studio. It was awful. And I shared it with a guy who was a psychopath.
Yeah.
But sophomore year dorms were incredible. We had like 5 guys. It was two doubles and a single. I had the single. Kitchen, living room,
Yep.
like
Oh, that's sweet.
2 bathrooms, kind of a dining nook. It was super tight for
That's
like
awesome.
on-campus student housing. It was sick, but
Like that's what we had freshman year Callaway.
that's
like
awesome.
it was like
Yeah.
2 separate rooms,
Mm-hmm.
bathrooms, living room, kitchen. It was really nice.
I wish. I wish.
So I was gonna say, to answer the question, in my experience, I think girls have the
100%.
worst kept
Worst?
dorms. Yes, no, absolutely. They're
what were you-
much
what were
worse
you
than
I was
guys.
about to say is better.
I would say
No.
better too.
Well,
Because
okay.
I've seen some
in
I've seen
different
some dirty
ways.
guy rooms.
In different ways. I feel like one of
That's
my
true.
like
That's
quote
a good
unquote
point.
horror stories was like my brother was living in his frat house, and like whenever there's a party, everyone obviously goes into their room. So I walked in my brother's room. I'm like, hey, what's up? And it is like literally like they have a pool in their backyard, so everyone was like wet, and so they
Mhm.
would go into his room and the whole floor was wet. There's food everywhere, blankets on the floor, like it just looks like a shithole. Like it looks
Yeah.
so bad. I don't know. In general, I feel like I don't know, guys I feel is less, I don't know.
I think guys are like over like with food and stuff, especially, but girls
Yes.
with like you walk into a
Clothes.
girl's bathroom in
Yeah.
her apartment and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Yeah.
what is going on here?
I feel like with girls, it's a
Yeah.
lot of clothes, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. It's like what I've seen is like a lot of clothes, and then the bathroom. But that stuff is like I feel like general, just it happens type of deal. But for guys, it's like everything is everywhere,
Everything is everywhere all the time.
all the time.
It's like
There's-
the chair that piles
Yeah.
up with like the clothes that
Oh,
are, like,
you guys are guilty
clean.
of that too.
Oh no, I am,
absolutely.
100%.
You do laundry and you throw it on the bed and it goes from the bed to the floor to the bed to the floor,
Yep.
which still happens at 28, by the way. But I know in my experience, I've seen like guys' apartments. Yeah, I've seen some like the absolute disaster. Probably should declare like a health emergency
Yeah.
type of situation.
I'll show y'all a picture later. I had it pulled up when I saw this question. My freshman dorm, like
Oh,
it's
no.
awful. And I think you guys will judge me a lot for it.
We might have to tweet this.
I also
No.
just think
I don't know.
I also just think that people expect girls to be cleaner. So when you don't see it as clean, it's more of like this is a shithole compared to like
Mhm.
guys. Like you don't really expect it to be clean. So it's just like, oh, it's just a guy's apartment, you know?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
No way.
I want to say that
Oh my God.
Abhi is we have to tweet this now. Abhi is live showing us live. Oh yeah.
That was man.
Live in studio. That will go out from the mail-in account. That is
True.
that is
Shouldn't
next
have- shouldn't have
level.
brought that up.
I feel like girls are more apt to maybe I'm just projecting here,
Hmm.
but I think girls are more apt to leave like dishes in the sink for like 4 days.
Sometimes,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, what's your go-to like college kid absolutely just disgusting fucking like caloric disaster of food?
Food?
Yeah. Like mine was Stouffer's French bread pizzas that I'd come home and be absolutely hammered and throw a couple Stouffer's in the oven. And they are enough sodium for
It's
like a
every
week
time.
and a half.
Like a good concoction that I've figured out, or just like when
No,
I'm like,
like-
drunk, come home. What am I
Yeah, like
making?
right. When you're drunk and you get home at midnight, what do you make?
Pizza rolls.
Okay, that's a
That's not
classic.
bad.
So good.
I feel like Abhi's down with his Stouffer's French bread
Dude, that was so
pizzas.
funny. I wish I knew about those things. I just do like
Oh,
a grilled
God.
cheese.
Grilled cheese.
Oh.
Just,
but
I just don't have frozen food. I have bread and cheese.
it's just scary sometimes. Like I was like out when I was studying abroad, and I got back home and I was like really drunk, and I was
Mhm.
ready to make a grilled cheese, but the bread wasn't cut. So I was cutting the bread, sliced my finger, and
Oh my
didn't even feel
God.
it really because I was drunk. But after that, I've been cautious of using knives when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
So I've steered away from grilled cheese for a little bit.
That's why you gotta hop on the Stouffer's train.
So you got to get the air fryer. You put those pizza rolls in the air fryer, like 5 minutes, you're good.
Air fryer has changed my life when it comes
Changed
to
my
a
life.
lot of things.
Can you
Whether
say the
it's
names of that?
what's that?
The Stover.
Stouffer's French bread pizzas, dude. What's so fun?
I don't know.
Man,
just love it.
the pepperoni Stouffer's, they were the best. They were the best. Oof, couple of those.
Gonna go to the store and buy some after this.
No,
I might.
God, I want to, Callie. Don't tempt me with that because I will. But those things are about as bad for you as anything on the planet.
I bet.
I was like, probably they were like once every 2 weeks getting back from bars or whatever. Now they're maybe a once every 2 years kind of situation.
Yeah.
Next question here. I'm interested by these answers here. If you became the CEO of Washed Media tomorrow, what would you do? Like, what would you implement? How would you grow the company moving forward? What does your vision of a media company look like?
I'd
That's
fire
a
Randy.
hard question.
Fire Randy and then make Adam the full time.
Wow.
No,
Wow.
no, totally joking.
I feel like
don't know.
Randy's vital here. I feel like he
He does a
needs
good
to be
job.
here.
No,
He
he
does
does
a
a
good job.
great job.
I don't think I would change much.
Yeah.
I feel like I would require y'all to bring your dogs in more.
Okay.
Um,
Randy made an appearance today, not human
yes.
Randy, dog Randy.
Dog Randy.
Doggo
He
Randy.
and he left his mark. We'll put it
Yes.
that way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then we just had to figure out how to start a vacuum. Dave couldn't really figure it out, but we got there. Yeah, I don't think I would change that much.
I wouldn't change anything. I would like add more to
Okay.
what you guys are already doing, like just more content, like TikToks. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's
But-
been part of bringing y'all on, especially with BizDev and social, has been the ability and the capacity to add more.
Yeah.
So one of our goals moving forward in the summer is to get more clips, more short content, more shareable stuff, because a lot of the times you'll hear that Washed is very hard to engage with because there's a loading phase, right? Like circling back has a loading phase. You don't listen to 4 or 5 episodes, you and your buddies are going to be like, I don't get it,
Yeah.
which is tough. But like, you guys are perfect examples of people in their, early 20s that would enjoy this kind of content, that just like, once you're in, you're in, and you're like, oh shit, this is actually pretty good. Adam's the same kind of way. Like, once you listen to it for a couple times and you're in, it's very sticky. It's very hard to leave because it's good stuff. And so part of what I think this summer and having you guys around is built towards is making it easier for people to get into the Washed Media door, right?
Yeah.
So if that's a good answer, just like more stuff. We've kind of ramped up writing a little bit. Abhi's written some blogs. Calli's writing more blogs, has written a blog. I have one that's 8,000 words long that I'm about to publish tonight.
Wow.
It's going to be quite the experience. I guess if you're listening to this tomorrow, you can read it at washedmedia.com. But yeah, I think good answers there. Not change anything and give more. So because I think you guys are the unique perspective is that when you guys got here, we kind of changed stuff because we had y'all. So yeah, I think we're just going to do more going forward and try to grow this thing as much as we can.
Yeah, let's do it.
Last question before we get into the shower thoughts, y'all. Which Washed employee would do the best at a formal/college party? And did you see Dylan at yours last year by any chance? The joke is that he frequents the Zeta house.
Right. Right.
Unconfirmed.
Has he?
Unconfirmed. No, he has not.
I've seen peeking the fence at our formal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Trying to get in. It's
Trying
that
to get
band
in.
pickup. Trying to go to the party.
Before we start this question, Will and I, this is about as washed as it gets. Will and I were at Hula Hut,
Oh, there we go.
which we were just having a margarita at.
Yeah.
And
the whole formal comes in.
an entire formal went to Abel's on the lake, just rolled up in buses.
Yeah.
And people were just absolutely, they were trashed.
Yeah.
Flasks all over the place. And it was the quickest formal shutdown I've ever seen in my life.
way.
People went all up the stairs into like the above room, and then I'm sure something happened, whether somebody like was too young or to be drinking, and somebody's like open bar situation was it. So Literally, as soon as everybody got in, they started sending everybody home. It was a 12-minute formal.
And y'all were just sipping your margs.
We were
watching that
sipping our
performance.
Margs at Hula Hut. One, just like jealous. We're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, remember college?
I
You know,
should've
8
joined.
years ago at this point, I was, oh man. I was like, man, that would have been so fun. Not to go to currently, but it would have
Yeah.
been fun to be that age and like,
Well,
100%.
especially if like girls, if it was like a girls, like a sorority event, like if you're not 21, you cannot drink at the event. So everyone just
Interesting.
gets trashed before.
that
and then
makes a
you
lot
get
of sense.
there and you just can't see
Got it.
and you
got
need to
it,
go
got it.
home. But yeah,
Who would currently handle a formal the best? Who would do the best?
I feel like formal and like party are different.
Okay.
I feel like Randy would thrive at a party. I don't know.
That's
He just
great.
gives
That's
me like
fair.
party
That's
vibes.
great.
He's
I
the
feel like
life
he'd
of the
be
party.
all up in like the mosh pit.
Yes,
I don't know.
he would. He would.
I would definitely trust you setting like you up with one of my friends to go to.
Oh, a form. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll take
so-
that. I'll take that. I think my answer would be Dave.
Yeah,
I think-
Dave would be
I think Dave at a
great.
formal would just he would have the whole room just
Yeah.
like
He would be great.
with the mustache, right?
with
Dave.
mustache Dave would have the room just
The
like
menace.
he would be working the room like nobody's business. He'd be like, oh, you know, just mixing in with like the my dad's a lawyer talk, and Dave would be like, well, I'm a lawyer too, so
Stirring.
he would
I should take Dave to my next formal and just see what happens.
it would be phenomenal
should.
content.
Awesome.
I really should. Or
Dave
just like
would,
trade
like-
off with all of you guys for every formal and just see who performs the
Exactly.
best.
You know what we'll do is we'll we'll be outside. It'll be like Impractical Jokers. We'll be outside
Yeah.
in like
Yes.
the trailer, and Dave will have an earpiece, or whoever's in the formal will have an earpiece, and we have to like guide them through and see how they do.
We should actually do
That'd be
that.
so funny.
That would
That
be
would be
that would be
so
incredible
That'd be
content.
awesome.
All right, noted. We'll write
Yeah,
that one down.
We should also have a wash media formal,
Ooh,
and everyone bring a date.
Well,
if you're married or engaged. And,
we
We just bring a rando.
yeah.
there you
Everyone
go.
bring a rando.
Yeah, bring a
See how it
random
goes.
Well, we do have a Wash Media Christmas party
Oh yeah.
that
Okay.
we've done we did Sammy's last year. We've done I'm blanking on the first. Oh, we did El Alma one year.
I just went to Sammy's for the first time and it was
it's phenomenal,
absurd.
phenomenally good.
Is it a Mexican
So-
restaurant?
No, it's
Italian
Italian. And their Caesar
restaurant.
Well,
salad was
yeah.
out of this
Duh.
world.
Okay.
She
don't know
says
why I
there's
guessed
Caesar
Mexican.
salad, Abby, at an Italian restaurant. It's crazy. Yes,
Okay.
it's good,
Okay, what did
but
you
their
have?
carbonara is top.
I had
All
like
time.
a vodka sauce pasta, which was amazing.
Yeah, there we
Cacio e
go.
pepe, the mozzarella sticks.
Can't go wrong there.
Can't go
I'm
wrong.
so hungry right now.
I know, same.
Okay, I like this content idea.
Yeah.
Like back to school,
Yeah.
featuring
Back to school.
us 5 idiots.
Yeah.
And we'll
The
see
thing is
because
that we
Adam
could do
is
it.
he's school age. What's that?
The thing is
Oh,
that we
he's
could
included.
Oh,
fully
yeah.
do it.
For sure.
We could do it. People would be like, "Who are the chaperones here?" It would be funny though. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll make that work. At least like a college something we could figure out.
Something. There's a 4th of July party.
Is there?
Mm.
Okay, maybe we'll
Multiple.
get Dave involved for that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
think
gonna
he'd know
do
what
it.
to do.
That's gonna do it for questions. But the segment shower thoughts, where we think of stuff that you would think of in the shower and bring it to the mail-in podcast, is up next. So let me begin first with Abhi. Do you have any shower thoughts, Abhi?
I mean, airplanes.
Airplanes.
What about him?
Airplanes. They're just crazy.
They
You
are.
see them flying
don't
in the
get it.
air. I mean, we built them.
Yeah.
Same thing
not
with
us,
boats.
but boats too. Like you're just cruising through the water. Man.
See,
Blows
airplanes.
my mind. Blows my
Man.
mind.
I've been so intrigued by airplanes before that I've like YouTubed how do airplanes fly.
It doesn't make
I'm
sense.
just- I want to see the
Yeah.
diagram.
Yeah. And just like off of that, when I like brought up boats, like buoyancy, I don't
Yeah,
get it. I
seriously.
do
It's
not
like-
get it.
It's like this.
How
and
is a
you're just
cruise
chilling.
ship floating?
It's jarring,
know.
but once you get like the displacement of water kind of down and the buoyancy of that, like you ever pick up a bucket of water and how heavy that is?
Yeah.
Well, think of that as if you're displacing that amount of water, that amount of water is exerting that much weight going the other direction on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that kind of made sense when you get into it,
Yeah.
but then like
crazy.
you ever think of how a plane turns?
No.
Crazy.
And it like tilts and then you're
Like,
just,
is it? I always thought
I
it's
don't
with
get
the
it.
So it
tail-
has the tail
Yeah,
piece
going-
which makes it, in this
Yes.
the horizontal access that makes sense to me.
With the up and down.
The elevator also makes sense, but
Oh,
when you're
on
doing
the
a
legs.
roll, like
True.
Mm.
think
How?
about that.
Yeah.
How do you know so much airplane? Like
He's watched the videos.
I watched the videos.
He's just
Yeah.
He knows.
Because I've done this exact thing where I'm just
like
like
the roll.
yeah,
Like,
the
what?
roll. Oh man, watch if you're out there, watch some airplane videos. They're tight, and jet engines too.
Jet engine.
Fascinating, absolutely fascinating.
My buddy's an aerospace engineer, and for one of his projects or
Smart.
one of their clubs, they have to build like a little replica airplane
Mm-hmm.
and make that fly.
No
and it just-
shit.
yeah, no shit. Like blows my mind. Like how? Ah, dude.
Crazy.
Airplanes.
All right, Abhi, or let's go, Calli. Give me one.
I have a few.
Okay,
The
we're gonna
concept-
do multiple. So like, hit me with your
Okay.
first one.
Okay, the concept of space.
Okay, we're getting really
What?
out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no way we're the only like life form
Yeah.
out
Okay.
there.
100%.
Two, it's just you're just telling me it goes on for. I just don't get it. I don't know. Space makes no sense, and I can't like think about it for too long, or I get freaked out.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not alone in that.
Yeah,
by
I
the
feel
way,
like a
like
lot of
space
people-
is tough to wrap your mind around.
For sure.
Like we're like
If-
tiny
anyway.
little speck in the
a
middle.
floating
it makes
blue
no
ball
sense.
in
Ugh.
space.
Carl
Like-
Sagan, you ever see the pale blue dot image?
Yeah.
Where it's just like everything that's ever happened ever is on this dot in this little
Mhm.
ray of sunlight.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, nope, I don't want to think about that.
Don't want to think about it.
It doesn't make sense. I always think about how in space that we're moving around the sun, and the sun is moving around the galaxy, and the galaxy is moving through space. So you're moving potentially in like multiple directions
Yeah.
at one time.
Absolutely wild.
Crazy
Can't do it.
crazy
That's
stuff.
a shower thought right there.
Oh,
yeah.
We're all
Obviously, be thinking in the shower later,
Just
just like
smoking
fuck,
J.
man, space. My shower thought is the comeback that mustaches are making.
Yeah.
And I say this as a guy currently
Top gun.
rocking a mustache out there. I'm looking. Which camera do I look at? Adam. That one. Hey, hey, mom. Hey, dad. That it's the Top Gun effect, and
Yeah.
I have no problem saying that. I saw Miles Teller in Top Gun, and I was like, let's go. I don't
You
care.
think he pulled it off?
Do I think Miles Teller pulled it off?
Do you not?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I might be
Yeah.
the only one. I think
You don't
he
think
looked-
Miles
I
Teller
think he
pulled it
looked
off?
Awful in that
What?
mustache. Yeah.
Do you think I look awful now?
No,
Abhi?
no, you were killing it. I promise.
Okay.
You should just hop in the
promise.
movie, just straight out.
But
Miles,
Miles
Teller.
Teller did not look that good in that mustache.
Okay.
I think he looks
Oh,
better
I
bare.
fully
man.
disagree, and I think you are.
Are
in the
you-
tiny minority right
I
there?
might be.
Let me ask you this: are you down with the mustache wave, Calli?
Depends.
If you're attracted to men, are
Mm.
you down with the mustache and mullet wave that's currently happening in the country?
Okay, mullet, no.
Even let the clean ones with the Drake lines in
It's-
them.
I feel like mullet, no, but flow, yes.
Okay.
There's a difference there.
Mhm.
Mustaches, if you can grow a good one,
Look at Brett in the
sure.
eyes when you say this.
No, this is
Your
a
mustache
person.
is great.
Thank you. This is a personal decision. This is not for anybody's
No Top Gun effect?
This is not for anybody's external
Mm.
validation except for
Okay.
my. This is internal.
There we
right here.
go.
This is my
City
inner.
boys, though.
Exactly.
I feel like it's personal preference across, like, I don't know. Everyone can decide for their own, but I feel like if you can grow a mustache, go for it.
Okay.
If it gets out of hand, like you gotta, I don't know.
Gotta keep it in
Yeah,
check.
you gotta maintain
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
But I feel like the best form of facial hair is just like scruff.
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah,
I
the
don't
scruff
know.
is popular.
Yeah.
That's kind of the standard.
Yeah.
I'd say
it's like an all around moment, but not like a full beard.
I think it's rare these days to see a guy like fully like shaved to the
Oh yeah.
to the
no.
bone type
You
of
look
thing.
like
I,
you do.
I
I
even
do it.
you, but
Yeah.
you
I did
even
it.
have
You
like
still
some.
have a little
Yeah,
you can
I know.
you can tell there's
Yeah.
something like a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very rare to just be
Yeah.
like straight
it's
up
just
like
clean.
True.
clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like with a mustache, as long as you're confident,
Yeah, if
like,
you're confident, you can rock it.
you can rock it. There's no problem.
There you
about it.
go.
I feel like Miles Teller was confident.
I don't think he was. I think he doubted
Alright.
himself a little bit sometimes in the movie. No spoilers.
I just have one qualm with that movie, and it's the beach football scene. The music didn't match at all. The
What was
rules.
the music? I kind of forget.
It was like this weird, like kind of techno EDM
Yeah,
pop
yeah,
song.
yeah,
I was just
yeah.
like, this doesn't fit
Yeah.
at all. And if you're gonna tease the chords to Take My Breath Away, like 9 times throughout the movie. You have to give the melody 1 second to just like happen.
Yeah.
And they said, I guess they addressed that in like an interview afterwards.
Oh, no way.
And it was like, well, that was a love story with Tom Cruise and Kelly McGillis, who was Charlie from the original. This one's a totally different love story. So it's like, that's why we didn't do Take My Breath Away. I was like,
Fair enough, but
okay. So they put a subpar Lady Gaga song in. Anyway, one more from each of you. Abhi, you are up next.
okay. I'm gonna say this with a straight face because I mean it.
Here we go.
Zebras.
Zebras.
I mean, guys, think about it. They're black and white, but not just like spots, lines,
Yeah.
tiger lines on zebras. Look up a picture. All right, I'm not crazy.
Somebody out there is like, fuck, what's a zebra?
Yeah, I gotta look it up.
But I think those things, just like in the wild, looking like
You're like, how did zebras get to be the way they are?
Yeah, nuts.
I think they're go back a couple of years and they were all similar looking horses.
And then one of them decided.
And one of them decided to peace out and was like, "What's up? I'm gonna live in the tall grass
Yeah.
where there's." And I think honestly, I think a lot of animals they can't see color too, so it doesn't matter if the zebras are like black and white. It just matters that they look like tall grass,
Is that
right?
Do you think that they could think a lion or like a, I don't know, like a tiger
That
would
has,
look
like,
like
stripes, too.
would be a zebra?
Well,
If
I
they
think it's
can't
so
see
it's
color?
easier to blend in as a tiger.
Hmm.
So Randy just texted me saying, "So wrong." So Randy, would you like to explain what fucking zebras are, man?
He's coming in.
He's coming in.
comes.
Okay. I'm getting this mic hot for Randy.
That's my shower thoughts. Zebras.
Randy's on. You're on mic. Randy, you're on mic 2. You're on mic 2.
The white zebras are striped.
Yeah.
Abhi just basically said, "Why are zebras like?"
Well, here's the thing. I watched.
Hey, this is Randy, everybody.
Hey, Randy here. I watched, Planet Earth once in the dentist chair.
Once.
They're striped because
David Attenborough.
all the moving back and forth. The striped is very confusing to predators since they're all striped. They all look like one giant mass.
Wow.
So it's
There
very
you
small.
go.
So there you
That's
go.
crazy.
Hey, good luck with the podcast.
That's
Thanks, Randy.
science with Randy. That's why zebras are the way they are, Abhi. I don't know.
Should
Black
write a
and white though
column
is
about it.
interesting.
Should write a column about zebras.
Feels kind of wrong to have my shower thought answered. the pod.
No, it's good. Now you have room
now
for
I
more
know.
shower thoughts like space.
Space.
That's true.
Calli, you're up next. Last shower thought.
Okay, I don't even know which one to choose.
Really good.
I know. Parents.
Parents,
They had a
yes.
whole life before you.
Yeah.
Like they had a whole life before you, but all you know is them in your life
As a parent.
as a parent.
Yeah.
But they weren't always parents.
Mm-hmm. They were
It's
like
just, like,
regular people. They
yeah.
like did
So
cool
I,
shit.
Yeah, I like debate. I'm like, would I be like friends with my parents? And if
Mhm.
like we were in college at the same time? Probably. But the only thing I know is them as parents. And it just freaks me out that they had like a whole life like we all do
Yeah.
before they were parents. I don't know. Gets
It's-
me thinking.
It's interesting because with that question, you see like Dylan and Dave, they both have, and Will, sorry, they all have kids now. And they also have those Instagram posts from way back in the day. And I've always thought about like, oh my gosh, my kids are going to see my Instagram.
Yeah.
So it's like their kids are going to scroll through Instagram one day and see what they were like before
Yeah.
them. And it's just going to blow their mind.
It's
Like,
basically the answer to this question. Is
Yeah,
like, what if our parents had Instagram and we're able to like show? Because I know
Yeah.
there's cool photos and stuff,
Yeah.
on Polaroids and whatnot. Arguably cooler than Instagram,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
but
100%.
but it's different. It's
like
it's
that.
absolutely different. It's like I think I would have been friends with my parents in college. My dad played baseball and then professional slow pitch softball after that,
There we go.
Mm.
which
That's awesome.
is fucking awesome, and like traveled the
Yeah.
country doing that. I would have loved to hitch my wagon to that and catch
For
some
sure. Yeah.
games. But it is a weird thought. Like, and then you think of like, you ever hear this sobering thought? Like, to a dog, you're their whole life.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's
Yeah.
just like, oh man, that hurts. From
Yeah, I
like
know.
0 to 11, that's all they know is
All they know is you.
Just you.
Yeah.
And like that version of you.
yeah.
Like if your parents have a dog, it's like the older version. That's all they know. Or like you have a dog in college, they know you as like the younger
Mhm.
you. You ever think about like
It's crazy.
if you grow up from like a kid to like an 18-year-old with a dog, and they're just like, who is this like large human that
Yeah.
used to be like that tall?
Yeah.
Dude.
I didn't
Shower
even think about
thoughts.
that. Like
Yeah,
my
weird.
dog that I grew up with, we got him when I was like 4, but then
Mhm.
she like passed away when I was probably what, like 18, 19.
You were just a different
And
person.
she was probably like, who is this?
Yeah.
Weird.
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 That's for sure.
There you go. Wow. That's pretty much going to do it for the mail-in today. The one thing I'll say, have you guys seen each other like on campus or out of the washed media circle and been like, what's up? Are you guys friends?
Not
Friendly.
before this, friendly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never seen you on
Yeah.
campus, I don't think.
I don't really go on campus that much.
Yeah.
Okay. I meant what I meant was like at a bar on Guadalupe or whatever.
Not
Mm-mm.
yet.
Okay.
No,
'Cause I'm
we should
still,
plan
like-
to.
Yeah, because you graduate this year.
Yeah.
I graduated 2 springs ago.
So okay. So Abby's
So
a little
there was-
a little old to be cool, hanging with the
Yeah,
the college
exactly.
seniors this
But-
year.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now it's gonna happen. After you said that, it's gonna happen once for sure.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's what we're trying to do here. Just make friends. Yeah,
Yeah.
bring A-Town along too. He's how old are you,
Yeah.
Adam?
I'm 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Boom.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Let's go. Thanks for coming on, guys. That was fun. We'll do this again for sure before the end of summer.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Intern
having us.
mail-in. Having a blast doing it. Please subscribe, rate 5 stars, review, and tell a friend about the Mail-In podcast. Hit the hotline number 888-362-MAIL. That's 888-362-6245. Or you can write in at the link in the Twitter bio at Mail-In Podcast. Where can the folks find you on social media? Calli and Abhi.
Instagram, Twitter.
Well, what's your handle?
Just, I feel like sometimes when I
She
want to
doesn't wanna
like
give it
She
out.
doesn't want to give it out. Okay, that's fine.
So
the
She's
issue is that I give it out, but then I'm private on Instagram, so it gets hard for me to
oh,
be like,
okay.
who are these people? Am I accepting them? Am I not? And
Mhm.
it's just like, what's the algorithm on? Should I or should I not?
Yeah. I just went
Yeah. You
public
know what
for
I
the
mean?
summer.
But I feel like I don't know.
Abby knows what he's doing. He went
Yeah,
public for the
yeah.
summer.
But my handle is just Calli Rubin on Instagram.
Okay.
and
So you don't
Calli
have
Rubin
to. We
1
can cut
Twitter.
that out if you would like.
No, you can leave it in.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
just people might get their feelings hurt if they get
Oh, if they don't get
rejected
accepted
on
I see.
Instagram,
Okay.
but for no reason, really.
Got
Just
it.
I don't know
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Mine's just do Instagram. I don't use Twitter.
I don't
Um,
use Twitter either.
At Abhinav__pal. And if you don't know how to
2
spell
underscores.
it, figure it out.
2 underscores, pal.
One
Pal.
underscore was taken. So
Damn.
I know. Really sad.
Okay,
but-
that's tough.
Mm.
We're gonna have to find the other Abhinav pal and
and talk to him.
yes.
Yeah. And also make
Sit
sure he
him down.
listens to Circling Back.
Exactly. Thank you guys for hopping on. Great job thus far in your respective internships.
Thank you.
For example, Abhi held on to a dog for an hour today. So did
And then
Calli.
trade it off to me.
Yes, exactly. A-Town, thank you on the ones and twos. We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
And we're out.